Hello and welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Grand Arena Championships Season 29, Week 1, Round 3. My name is Boma Fett. The video you're about to watch was shot over a week ago, and I was on vacation at the time, so I was able to record my battles, but not able to record voiceover at the time. So you're going to get voiceover after the fact, and despite my best efforts on vacation, trying to avoid crowds as much as possible, wearing double masks everywhere I went, I still came home with a case of COVID, and so I apologize if I lose my voice or if I end up coughing. Try and edit any of that out if possible. Now, I was 2-0 at the time going into this match. Let's see who my opponent was. Ghostface. I wasn't able to do much scouting on Ghostface because I was on vacation, but let's take a look at the Hotbot report. Now, the Hotbot does show more green on my side than red on Ghostface's side, but Ghostface has the red in the most important areas. So let's zoom in and take a closer look. The GAC stats don't really tell us much. It suggests Ghostface was not really into GAC in the old system. A best score of 46k is not great. Lifetime banners barely over 700k, also not great. They're not terrible numbers, but they suggest a more casual player. Ghostface's overall GP was a little more than 200,000 more than mine, and the top 80 is also a little over 200,000 more than mine. Ghostface has a few more Zetas applied. We each have 6 Omicrons. I have a touch more speed at the top of my roster, but Ghostface has more Gear 13 characters, 27 more. I've got 14 more Gear 12 and a few more Gear 11 and above. I've got 73 more 6-dot mods, and I do have more mods with high-speed secondaries, but it's not a huge advantage. Now, Ghostface has almost 200 more total relic levels, 513 to 320. So a definite advantage there, not just in terms of relics, but relics now mean the ability to apply datacrons. And so this could give Ghostface an ability to apply a lot more datacrons than I can. The Galactic Legends were 4-2. The Galactic Legends were 4-2. This is pretty normal for me at this point. In the key characters, neither one of us has Starkiller. Neither one of us has really geared up Sortie. Ghostface does not have Maul, but the rest of them are about what you would expect. Maybe Gideon is a touch low here at Gear 10 as well, but the rest of them are what you would expect. In the important ships, I do have the advantage with a 7-star Executor compared to Ghostface's 4 stars. Now let's go back to the game and see how the match went. Now, the one time I had to play on vacation was the middle of the night, so I opened the GAC to find that Ghostface had cleared one of my zones. He had one-shot my Gas and my Dengar, but 2 against Maul and 2 against Qui-Gon. So this made me hopeful that maybe I had a shot. In the back, he had not attacked. I had Dooku, Darth Revan, and Mothma. And in the top zone, he had also not attacked, where I have Kylo Ren Unmasked, Beskar Mando, Sith Triumvirate, and Dash Rendar. In the fleet zone, I set my Executor, Thrawn, and Finalizer. Now looking at his defense, in the top zone, we've got Mothma, SLKR, Beskar Mando, and Bosk, so this definitely looks clearable. In the bottom zone, we've got Darth Revan, Grievous, Gas, and CLS. So only the one Galactic Legend on defense definitely made me think that I should be able to clear, although I was a little concerned about the Darth Revan squad because I had put my Gas on defense, and that's my normal counter for Darth Revan. Now, I was also concerned there might be a Galactic Legend in the back. So that meant I wanted to try and save one of my Galactic Legends for the back zone, and that resulted in me making dumb decisions here up front. So without Gas to go against Darth Revan, I decided that I would try my Bounty Hunters. It seemed like a good opportunity to try this counter. My Bounty Hunters would be fast enough to get the contract, and then I could delete Darth Revan. Now, obviously, my bounty hunters are a bit under-geared, but I felt like this would still work. So I roared first with Bosk, and I targeted Bastila Fallen. Got the mass assist there. Marauder got his bonus turn from his TM. And we've got Contract already, so that's great. Disintegrate Darth Revan, and we're rolling. Back after Bastila, got a nice stun on her. Rolled out the thermals. Another roar to keep the taunt up. And here I tried to stun Marauder, but he dodged. So back after Bastila, and now we've got a taunt from Malik. Luckily, Mando can target around the taunt, so I was able to get out Bastila. But now again, I am stuck on Malik. Each time I hit Malik, Marauder's getting more and more turn meter, so I felt like I had to go after Marauder. Roll out more thermals. And you can see my Bosk is getting really low, and then Malik takes him out. So now my guys are not protected. So this started off well. I was able to get rid of Darth Revan and Bastila Fallen, but then my guys are just sitting ducks. There goes Mando, so now I don't have any Disintegrate left. So I'm just hoping that maybe I can get out Marauder before Malik takes out the rest of my squad. I shifted to HK there, thinking that maybe HK would be easier to kill than Marauder, but I ended up leaving 3 of them alive. Only 12 banners, not a good way to start. Next up is Gas, and so I take in my CLS squad here. Now, I would have liked to have used CLS in a mirror match, but I didn't think I had anything else for General Skywalker. So I decided to put a Datacron on this squad. I only have a few squads that I can use Datacrons on. So I went with this Health Steal and Crit Damage Datacron. And I went straight after Gas. Got him to kneel fairly quickly. And then on to 5s. I was able to get down 5s. And then on to Rex. And then Arc Trooper. And the AoE took out both clones. Skywalker stands up and of course goes straight after Chewbacca. But with a few well-timed stuns, I'm able to keep him under control and 60 banners. So next up is this CLS squad, and I decided to take in Grievous here. Grievous is usually a good counter for CLS. I don't know that I've ever done this in GAC, but I do it a lot in Territory Wars. So go straight after Chewbacca. But man, they are hitting really hard. So I think part of the problem was I was not getting the target lock, that I needed in order to get my turn meter train going. So I didn't check his modding. He may have had a lot of tenacity on this squad. I did finally get down Chewbacca with the AoE, but at this point, it's just Grievous and the B1 left. And then Chewpio takes both of them out. So now I've lost 2 battles. My opponent has lost 2 battles. Next up is Grievous, and my original plan was to do Wampa here, but I decided instead to go with Night Sisters. This can be a little bit risky when Newt is in there. So we get a res, put the Plague on the B1. At the minimum, I wanted to take out the B1. Once the B1 is gone, Grievous is a much more beatable squad. Anytime one of my Night Sisters is dead, I will just leave it that way so that I can have them attack from the grave. But when 2 or more are down, I want to resurrect with Daka because I need those extra targets out there so that Grievous doesn't target Daka. So I've almost got B1 down at this point. Again, I res, and there goes the B1. Res again. Go after Newt. And another res. There goes the B2. Another res. And one of the nice things here is he kept killing off the other Night Sisters, so the extortion didn't actually spread from Daka. Can't spread to the dead ones. And this ends up working out fine. It's not high banners, but that's okay. And the rental property I was in had really bad Wi-Fi, so I was worried that it was going to cut out in the middle of one of my matches. And sure enough, I did have to restart the game. So at this point I was freaking out a little bit. I thought that I would lose that result, but luckily it had communicated my result before it crashed. So against the CLS squad that was remaining, I decided to try Gidme. They assist so much that I thought that Padme's leadership would be a good way of countering that. Even though I know that CLS is a counter for Padme, you have to play it very specifically in order for that to work, and the AI usually does not. So the idea behind this squad is that Gideon does his turn meter manipulation, and that gives protection up to all support characters. So that's Padme, Ayla, and Yoda. Then that protection is converted into courage, and you can just one-shot characters on the other team. But unfortunately, you see what happened. Because they were TM loaded, my Gideon never got an attack. So that meant this would be a fail. But I was able to get Han Solo down. So next up was Chewpio, but I'm not going to be able to get Chewpio down here. They got their turn meter train rolling pretty well, and there wasn't much that I could do about it. They just kept attacking and kept attacking and kept attacking. So I got it down to CLS, 3PO, and Chewpio, and as we all know, this is a great squad too. It's great in 3v3. So I decided to go after Malik instead, and for this, I decided to take in Jedi Training Rey. She has the healing immunity that can be put onto Malik that prevents him from regaining all of his health every time he attacks. So I put the wave on Malik and then went straight after Marauder. Spread the Inspired around. Get rid of Marauder before he can get his defense built up. That's the key there. Then HK goes down quickly. And now it's just a matter of working on Malik. If I could keep him stun locked, keep the wave on him, I could pretty well keep him under control. At least that was the plan. Get the healing immunity on him. Keep him stun locked, keep removing his turn meter. So the extra potency on my R2 is definitely worth it to keep opponents stun locked. And this worked brilliantly. 43 banners. But now against CLS, I was a little dumb. I thought, you know, why not take in Wampa? He's got the anti-rebel synergy. He should be able to resist their debuffs. And he should have enough power to get them down, enough DPS to get them down. But what I wasn't counting on was the tenacity down. The tenacity down meant they were able to land their debuffs. And once they were able to do that, Wampa was doomed. So at this point, Chupio is almost dead. So I took in Bastila Jedi here. And right off the bat, Chupio gets healed up, over 50% health, almost 50% protection. And I just couldn't do enough damage quickly enough in order to get them down. They got too many turns in a row. My team was too slow, just not doing enough damage. Really, Ezra's the only damage dealer here. Bastila does decent damage, but not great. So this just wasn't going to work. So finally, I decided to bite the bullet and take in one of my Galactic Legends. So I went in short-handed with Jedi Master Luke, Old Ben, and Hermit Yoda. We got down Chupio quickly, and then it was on to Luke. This is what I should have done in the first place. I wasted so many teams going after this CLS squad. I should have just bitten the bullet and gone with a Galactic Legend from the beginning. So 34 banners there in the end, but the big issue was that I wasted a whole bunch of teams. So in the back we had Qui-Gon, Phasma, and Iden. I didn't have Wampa for Iden, I didn't have Bounty Hunters for Qui-Gon, but I did have Bad Batch for Phasma. They got to go first, and they kind of went ham on my squad. But eventually, Echo got his turn. He was able to rip away their buffs. I was able to get the stuns from Tech, and then more stuns from Wrecker. And that's pretty much all she wrote. If you can get to this point, then your Bad Batch is in control, and you should be able to wipe them out without them really getting any more turns. They may get 1 or 2, but for the most part, this is it. Bad Batch has great banner recovery, so a full 65 banners there. Now I was foolish. At this point, I should have committed to either clearing the back zone or clearing the front zone. But I thought I might still be able to clear both zones. There's no way. So this was vacation brain. I should have known, just leave the back zone alone, clear the front zone, get to the ships, clear 3 zones. But instead, I decided to try and clear both zones. So I took EP Vader after Iden. I've done this before and it's worked okay. Now, of course, Iden's going to get to go first. I thought I'd be okay, but they went right after Mara and got rid of Mara. And now I'm just relying on Vader. Can his Merciless take these guys out? So I got rid of Death Trooper. Then one by one hitting the others. Of course, they counterattack. A Force Crush on Iden. That got rid of Shore. Then the Cull on range. Flip it back to Vader, get rid of Storm. And now all that's left is Iden. So then I switched to the front zone. Went after Mothma with my own Iden. My Iden is definitely under-geared compared to this Mothma squad. Iden is such a good counter for Mothma. Really, the only times when it gives a ton of trouble is when you have a Relic 5 or above Kyle Katarn, and you've got a Relic Cara Dune. But usually, if it's any other combination other than that, this will work very well. Biggs and Wedge can be annoying, Biggs especially because he gets a bonus attack every time he takes damage. And he and Shore Trooper can go back and forth against each other. But for the most part, that actually helps to heal your characters up, because every time the opponents are attacking out of turn, that's helping your squad recover. So it is an excellent counter to Mothma. I do need to get my guys a little bit higher gear so they have more DPS. They definitely need more damage. So if I can get my guys all to gear 12, that would make me happy. Perhaps getting Magma Trooper in there as well would help. I used to have Stark on this squad. I switched him over to the Troopers so that I could use Gideon with Padme. So Magma Trooper in here I think would be a good thing, but my Magma is only gear 9. This battle can definitely take a while, but it is a natural counter. Next, I went against SLKR with Jedi Master Kenobi. And I grabbed a Datacron. I threw Cody on the squad. And this one is really no contest. We use the insta-kill to take out crew. We pick off the other sides pretty quickly, one by one. I got my ultimate pretty quickly. He was still less than halfway to his ultimate. I was able to get all the sides out. And then pretty quickly was able to get through SLKR for an easy 65. Might have been able to go short-handed there and save a couple of characters. Against the bounty hunters, I took in my Imperial Troopers. And this one is pretty much no contest. You can keep them from getting a single turn. Even with my low relic Dark Trooper, he does enough damage that I'm just able to punch them into oblivion. So quick, easy 65. And now I just have Beskar Mando left. Now I had saved Jedi Knight Revan with Jedi Knight Luke and Shaak Ti, but I didn't have any more Jedi. So I threw the Armorer on here, and I hoped that that would be enough. So I start off by swapping turns to Luke and having him stun, and I'm hoping to get back around to the mark quickly so that I can mark Beskar Mando and get him out before he gets his Whistling Birds off. And now they get a bunch of turns. So they put a bunch of debuffs on my character, and my Shaak Ti gets a turn, and I meant to cleanse them, and I chose the wrong ability. So Vacation Brain there, not doing its job. I put the Beskar armor onto Revan, trying to keep him alive. The Whistling Birds come in, but then when I get the mark, everybody is dazed, so nobody attacks. And then they just pick my guys off. So I just played this one all wrong. I think that this could have worked had I played it correctly. And there you can see he got the damage immunity on Beskar Mando. So it looked like I might have been able to kill Beskar Mando, but not once he's got damage immunity. So this is going to be a fail, and I've got nothing else. Clear this squad or Qui-Gon. So being foolish and trying to save squads for the back zone, I ended up using a whole bunch of squads. So that was it. I didn't really have anything else left. I was going to clear one zone. I was so worried about what was going to be in the back that I didn't take care of business up front. So I did try a couple of other squads I knew were not going to work. So this was just one misplay after another. Trying to save Galactic Legends for the back, I ended up not clearing squads that I should have cleared. I should have been able to get through this defense. But you know what? I was on vacation and I didn't really care very much. My one hope was that Ghostface wouldn't come back to do anything else, but of course he did. I didn't get the final result, but Ghostface did come back, he cleared the top zone, and he beat me easily. So definitely frustrated with myself on this one. In retrospect, at the time, I didn't care. I was on vacation, whatever. But looking back at it, I think that this is one that I maybe could have won. I definitely could have cleared had I played it smarter. So that was it for me, 770 banners. So I'd like to thank Ghostface for the match. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you next round.